And DD India's Anil Thomas joins us for more from New Delhi on this. Well, Anil, good morning. The government is set to introduce the One Nation, One Election bill in Lok Sabha today. What can be expected, as a three-line whip had also been issued requiring all the party MPs to be present in the House?
Well, good morning, Lipakshi. Well, very much on the expected lines. This bill was expected on Monday to come into play, but it's been the revised list of business on Monday postponed it for a day to Tuesday today. So all likelihood, all anticipation. But I would say the opposition political camp is divided on this. There are many political parties who are open to the idea of listening to what the government has to present when it comes to one nation, one elections. The government has highlighted many of features of the advantages having one nation, one election, especially when it comes to bringing down cost, the elections happening in one, across the nation at one particular moment, which helps the nation at large. But the opposition being divided surely helps the government get a big window, especially when it comes to presenting the bill, introducing the bill in the parliament. And I think we're going to see healthy discussions takes place, because cutting across political lines, when the opposition is not united on a particular subject, you're generally going to see the opposition being receptive to listening to what the government has to present with the bill. And I think that's where the government scores points. And I think the government has got at least on the floor of the House, the government has got this things very much under control, especially when the bill will be presented in the House. All likelihood, it's going to go to a parliamentary committee, but since the BJP has the numbers, especially when it comes to Lok Sabha MPs, this particular panel or committee that will be formed will have more BJP members, and every political party will get their representative on board. So all in all, I think it's going to be healthy discussions, healthy deliberations, and the bill, at least when it is presented on the floor of the House, will clearly have at least people listening to it with all ears.
All right, healthy discussion expected out there. Also, Anil, yesterday a two-day discussion began in the upper house of Parliament on the glorious journey of 75 years of the Constitution of India, and went off with a direct face-off between the two national parties. Any progress which can be expected out there?
Well, today is the second day of the deliberations on the 75 glorious years of the drafting of Indian Constitution. We can expect that face-off to continue, but the very fact that in the 4 weeks of intersession of Parliament, yesterday was the first day when you saw some kind of bonhomie, some kind of deliberations, some kind of healthy, discussions, especially on the Parliament. So it was all in all a great move from the government's perspective, listening to the opposition, and the opposition too giving, all ears listening to the Treasury benches. So all in all, I would say a healthy discussion on day one. We can expect that to continue today. The Treasury benches discussions will be initiated by Union Minister J.P. Nadda. And, the opposition too, at least the TMC has almost, they have used 2 or 3 speakers, but they have almost got 7 speakers on the drafting on the Constitution that's going to take place in the Rajya Sabha. So it's going to be good discussions, and I think Rajya Sabha has been missing those healthy discussions, except for week 2 where we had 2 bills getting passed. But otherwise, it's almost been a logjam in the Rajya Sabha, and I think this particular discussion surely paves the way for the week to end on a positive note. We still got 1 day odd discussions on the drafting of the Constitution, 75 glorious on that, followed by 3 days left for business transactions to take place. So the positive end to this particular deliberation could at least leave an optimistic note for the remaining 3 days for some business to be transacted in the upper house.
All right. Also, Anil, what are the other critical discussions which we can expect today?
Well, in the lower house, the big focus is going to be on the one nation, one election, but also question are where important issues could be issued.
All right, there's some problem with the audio right now. Thank you, Anil, for all the details.